In 2007, three Americans opened the same email, same company, same role, same salary, $50,000 a year. Statistically, their financial futures should have looked nearly identical. But fast forward 5 years. One has investments compounding quietly in the background. One checks her bank balance with anxiety every Sunday night. One has almost no savings, yet never faces a crisis alone. No lottery wins, no inheritance, no secret side hustle. Same income, same economy, same country, completely different futures. Why? Because money is never just math. It is memory, it is emotion, it is identity. And whether you realize it or not, you are already living a financial story. The only question is, did you write it or did you inherit it? Every number has a story. Every purchase has a reason. And every bank account reflects a belief. This is Tell the Story, True Stories. We don't teach finance. We tell the true stories behind how people think about money. And today, we're not talking about money. We're talking about you. At the end of this story, I'll need you to tell me in the comment section if you're Michael, or Aiko, or Tunde, or a combination of the three. Let me share a story about Michael, a man with the money must multiply mindset. Michael lives in Austin, Texas. He graduated from college with student loans. He grew up watching his parents work hard but never get ahead. Bills were always paid, but barely. Emergencies felt catastrophic. Michael made a decision at 19. I will never live paycheck to paycheck. When he started earning $50,000, he didn't feel secure. He felt behind. Michael believes idle money is wasted money. Cash loses value. Growth equals progress. Within 6 months, he opened a brokerage account, invested aggressively in index funds and high-growth stocks, put only 1 month of expenses in cash, paid minimums on low-interest debt to optimize capital. He tracks markets daily. He listens to podcasts about compounding. He feels powerful when his portfolio rises. He checks his phone first thing every morning, not for messages, but for market futures. The psychology behind Michael's finance is that when markets go up, Michael feels a surge of motivation. That surge isn't philosophical, it's biochemical. When he sees gains, his brain releases dopamine, the reward neurotransmitter. Dopamine reinforces behavior associated with reward. In financial markets, volatility can become addictive. The anticipation of gain triggers the same neural circuitry involved in risk-taking and reward anticipation. Growth becomes identity. Michael doesn't just want returns, he needs them to feel competent. Now, let's talk about Aiko, the lady with money must protect mindset. Aiko lives in Chicago, Illinois. She also earns $50,000, but her childhood looked different. Her family immigrated to the United States when she was 10. She remembers eviction notices taped to doors in her apartment complex. She remembers watching her mother count grocery money twice before entering a store. Aiko learned a different lesson. Stability is everything. Her financial philosophy is centered on the belief that liquidity equals freedom, debt equals vulnerability. Peace of mind is a return on investment. Within 6 months of employment, she built a 6-month emergency fund, contributed consistently to a retirement account, but conservatively, avoided credit card balances entirely, drove a used car she paid for in cash. Her savings account grows steadily. Her investment portfolio grows slower than Michael's, but she sleeps. The psychology behind Aiko's finances is that when she transfers money into savings, she feels relief. Relief activates the brain's safety circuitry, particularly regions involved in threat detection and regulation. Security reduces cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone. Chronic elevation leads to fatigue, irritability, poor decision-making. Aiko's system isn't optimized for explosive growth. It's optimized for emotional regulation. Her identity is stability. The numbers matter, but the story behind them matters more. If this story made you think differently, kindly subscribe, like, and click the notification button, because we'll always tell another one. Finally, let's talk about Tunde, a man with the money must connect mindset. Tunde lives in Atlanta, Georgia. He earns $50,000 as well. His worldview is shaped by community. He was brought up by African parents in a family where financial decisions were collective. When one person struggled, others stepped in. Weddings, funerals, emergencies, everyone contributed. Money was not private. Money was relational. His financial philosophy is centered on the belief that wealth shared is wealth strengthened. Isolation is financial risk. Social capital matters as much as financial capital. He sends money home monthly, participates in a rotating savings group, invests modestly, helps friends when needed. He does not accumulate quickly, but he is never alone financially. The psychology behind Tunde's finances is that when generosity is reciprocated, the brain releases oxytocin. Oxytocin strengthens social bonds. Belonging reduces perceived threat. Tunde's financial system runs on trust networks. He may not have large liquid reserves, but he has people. And in many crises, people are faster than banks. 3 years after Aiko and Tunde's employment, there was a downturn. In 2010, the economy contracts. Markets fall sharply. Headlines predict recession. Inflation rises. Michael was shocked. His portfolio drops 30%. In 1 quarter, he loses nearly what he saved in 2 years. He refreshes his app constantly. Dopamine disappears. Cortisol spikes. He considers selling. He questions his competence. His identity was growth. Now growth is gone. He didn't lose everything, but emotionally, it feels like he has. Aiko was more stable. She watches the news. She checks her accounts. Her emergency fund is untouched. Her investments dip, but she wasn't depending on them. She continues automatic contributions. She feels concern, but not panic. Her system was built for downturns. Her identity, safety, remains intact. As for Tunde, the downturn was a general challenge. Friends call him, some struggling. He helps where he can. But something else happens. When he needs temporary support, his savings circle adjusts. Someone covers part of his contribution. Community absorbs shock. He didn't grow. He didn't collapse. He bends. 5 years later, 2012. All three still earn roughly similar incomes, but their trajectories diverged. Michael, he learned to increase his cash reserves. He diversified. He reduced leverage. He still invests aggressively, but with boundaries. His portfolio has recovered and grown, but more importantly, his identity matured. He no longer equates volatility with failure. Aiko, her savings are strong. Her investments compound steadily. She eventually increases her risk tolerance slightly. She realizes excessive caution can limit opportunity. She integrates measured growth. Tunde, he launches a small venture supported by his network. It grows slowly but steadily. His community becomes his first customer base. His wealth is hybrid. Modest financial capital, strong relational capital. Thank you for staying tuned till this moment. If you can relate with this story, kindly subscribe, like, and click the notification button, because we'll always tell another one. Here is the real lesson. Income did not determine outcome. Defaults did. Beliefs did. Emotional wiring did. When faced with uncertainty, each reverted to their internal money story. Michael optimized for acceleration. Aiko optimized for insulation. Tunde optimized for connection. None were wrong. Each had blind spots. Money decisions are rarely rational in isolation. They are neurologically patterned. Dopamine rewards risk and growth. Cortisol responds to uncertainty. Oxytocin reinforces trust and generosity. The amygdala detects threat. The prefrontal cortex manages long-term planning. When financial systems align with identity, stress decreases. When they conflict, anxiety increases. That is why two or more people can earn the same salary and experience completely different financial realities. Ask yourself, when you imagine losing 30% of your investments, what do you feel? When you imagine having only 1 month of savings, what do you feel? When you imagine never helping family financially, what do you feel? Your emotional reaction reveals your money identity, and if you don't choose that identity consciously, you inherit one unconsciously, from parents, from culture, from trauma, from media. The most resilient financial systems integrate all three. 1. Growth capital, investments that compound. 2. Safety capital, liquidity for stability. 3. Social capital, relationships that provide mutual support. Neglect one, and volatility increases. Overemphasize one, and opportunity cost rises. Balance is not accidental, it is designed. In 2017, Michael, Aiko, and Tunde met at a conference. They laugh about 2007. They realized something important. The salary was never the story. The story was the belief. And belief shaped behavior. Behavior shaped systems. Systems shaped outcomes. The question is not, how much do you make? The question is, what story are you living financially? And more importantly, is that story serving your future, or are you serving it? The numbers matter, but the story behind them matters more. If this story made you think differently, kindly subscribe, like, and click the notification button, because we'll always tell another one.